Good evening. You're watching QTV News coming to you live from our studios along the Caribbean Avenue. I am Maria Masani and thanks for tuning in. Here are the main local, international, business and sports news headlines. A crackdown on crime by the police has seen over 200 people arrested in various raids and swoops. A crackdown on crime by police has seen over 250 people arrested in various raids and swoops. How willing or unwilling are Gambians to take the anti-COVID-19 vaccine? We went out and about to get a feel for public opinion. On day 2 of his visit to Freetown, the mayor's team shared ideas with their Freetown City Council counterparts. In business news, after complaints about price rises, cement prices have been pegged by government. In international news, 1,800 prisoners have escaped from a prison in Nigeria after the prison was besieged by heavily armed men. We also have a roundup of news stories from around Africa. In sports news, Gambia Sport is mourning the loss of Abu Dandin Jai, the former and longest-serving head of the country's Olympic Committee. We have a roundup of the final ties in the CAF Championship League. Those were our main headlines. Now the news in detail. Stay with us. The public relations officer of the Gambia Police Force Superintendent Lamin Jai on Tuesday revealed that the recently launched high-visibility joint security service night patrols is yielding positive results as nearly 300 suspects have so far been arrested. And Sumana Esonyasi reports.
The launch of this campaign, codenamed Operation Zero Crime, came in the wake of frequent reports of violence, armed robberies, theft, drug trafficking, amongst other crimes. Money in different currencies, drugs and weapons such as machetes, knives and scissors have been recovered from suspects. Police PRO Superintendent Lamin Jai says the Joint Security Service operation has so far effected over 200 arrests in the Greater Banjul and West Coast regions. He revealed that most of the suspects have already been charged and will be arraigned before the courts as soon as possible.
The first day of the operation, that is day 1, we have been able to arrest up to 117 people, and these arrests are done across the regions. Like, for example, in Banjul, we have a number of people arrested. We also have in KM and West Coast region. And so day 2, we have about 96 people were arrested in day 2 of the operation, and day 3 we have also 60 people got arrested across the regions as well. Now, these people that have been arrested, they've been arrested for various offenses. For example, some of them possession of drugs, and so some of them going armed in public. Some other people were found with stolen properties, and some people were caught in the act of committing crime, and so they are all nabbed and rounded up.
He also revealed that the police high command had developed a special plan to dismantle all criminal hideouts and intends to intensify this campaign against crime, especially in the coming weeks. In addition, he calls on members of the public and sister forces to help sustain this operation in order to reduce crime in the country.
The second stage of the operation is to ensure that we sustain the gains from the operation, so that it's not going to look like today they are out, tomorrow the people are out and about their business committing crime again. And then the third phase of the operation is to consolidate those gains as well, so that we are able to put up structures that will ensure that these individuals or these crimes that we have been able to deal with are not an everyday occurrence again. So we have stages of the operation. Since we are on the first stage, we want to go on about that for about 2 weeks if possible, and depending on the trend, because we will also be observing the trends, and as we move on, then we will move to the next stage and to the next stage.
The PRO gave an update regarding one of the suspects arrested in Brikama in possession of $158,000, which he allegedly told investigators was money looted from the fish mill factory in Sanyang during the recent violent protest. Superintendent Jai says his case is being dealt with separately by the special panel set up to look into the Sanyang incident. He also revealed that investigations into the Kemisang Sane case are also ongoing and that the panel is expected to soon deliver its findings to the police high command. In the latter case, the police had issued a press release stating that Sane had been charged with providing false information to the police over his alleged abduction. Superintendent Jai commended members of the public for their show of support to the police and patrol teams. Ansman Esonyasi for QTV News.
Following the launch of the COVID-19 vaccine by President Barrow and a campaign to get people vaccinated, QTV's Lolly M. Kamara went out public to find out about taking the vaccine.
Most of the people we spoke to seemed to have some doubts about the safety and effectiveness of the AstraZeneca vaccine, and some still believe that the coronavirus does not exist. Those in denial showed no interest in taking the vaccine. At the busy Serakunda market, shop owners, women vendors and buyers expressed mixed opinions concerning the vaccines. Ismaila Sane, Malan Tambedu and Fatu Dafe all shared their thoughts with regards to taking the injection.
I
heard on the news that the vaccines are available in the country. I have not taken it yet. As you can see, I am traveling, so I might take it when I return. I have not taken it yet, but I would like to take it if I see them. I would like to advise others to try to get the injection as it is for our own good and well-being.
I have taken my shot. I didn't get any problem, so I encourage others to also go and get this shot. Buya Diko and Abubakar Ba said they have not heard of the arrival of the vaccines, but will endeavor to get their shot. Adding that they deal in textiles and it will be wise to take the vaccine to save themselves and others. Sayo, a vegetable seller, and Alfuseni Ba, a meat seller, also had this to say. I never heard of coronavirus existing in the Gambia, much less going to get the vaccines.
I know the vaccine is available, but I'm scared to go and get it.
At the Bakau Health Center, where vaccination is currently taking place, Adam Asanyang, a public health officer, had this to say.
Yeah, for Bakau Health Center, I have to refer myself back to the statistics, but I can estimate like we vaccinate more than 1,000 for only Bakau Health Center. Only Bakau Health Center, we vaccinate more than 1,000 people. Yeah, the vaccine, because we are using AstraZeneca in the Gambia, so according to the manufacturers, we can give it from 18 years.
As many Gambians appeared reluctant to accept the existence of COVID-19 or take the vaccine, unsurprisingly, Adama revealed that most of the people they have vaccinated are non-Gambians, despite the awareness campaign. He stated that they have not received any complaint from people who have received their first shot.
For Bakau Health Center, we have not received any case of AFI, though we have AFI officers here that are on standby, because these are foreign bodies we are inserting into people's body. And not only this vaccine, but any other vaccine or any other medications that we are giving, we make sure that we have our emergency medications aside in case of any AFI. But for Bakau Health Center, since we start, we have not seen any AFI cases. Most of the time, people have fever, headache. Those ones are just normal. When our body reacts to vaccines, you have fever sometimes. So that's why, in fact, not many people are complaining of it. But with paracetamol and other medications, you are okay.
Adama said no requirement is needed to get the vaccine, but priority is given to people classified as high-risk and vulnerable groups and healthcare workers. Ida Sise and Aluja have both taken their first shot of the AstraZeneca vaccine and are expected to return in June for a second dose. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
On day 2 of his visit to his Freetown counterpart, the mayor of KMC, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, saw staff from both councils sharing ideas on how they can cooperate and also paid a visit to the Gambia High Commission. Our reporter Mamadou Gajake is with the delegation and he now reports.
I worship the mayor and his visitor, the Lordship of Gambia.
A working relationship, sharing of ideas on how KMC works alongside counterpart at the Freetown City Council. Staff of the two councils believe their exchanges will yield fruits to enhance improved service delivery to their respective municipalities. On the visit to the Gambian High Commission in Freetown, the two mayors Talib Ahmed Bensouda and Yvonne Akisoya saw commitment to have an MOU on various areas such as creating employment for youth, mitigating disasters like floods, and city development.
Twinning within the African context for me makes more sense. Because the socioeconomics are the same for the most part, the demographics are the same for the most part, and they probably have solutions to problems we are facing today and don't have ideas on how to get them solved. So twinning with them, sharing with them, getting our technicians such as the Director of Services, the Women's Council of KM, to come and meet their counterparts here gets a lot of value creation.
And one of the things which is really clear is that there's no way we can resolve these challenges on our own. It requires collaboration and participation, firstly with our residents, but also with our central governments. Because whether we're talking about slum upgrading, which is so tied to land use, development control and building permits, or we're talking about job creation, there are policies which have to be made upstream that impact what happens at the city level. But we're both full of hope for the future. We both believe that with the determination that we have and that we believe our central governments have, that we have an opportunity as African cities to be at the center, at the heart of the change.
The Gambia High Commissioner to Sierra Leone, Alieu K. Jammeh, after receiving the delegation, welcomed the visit of the KMC mayor and says that the cooperation between the two councils will strengthen ties between Gambia and Sierra Leone.
If you look back home, I don't know if you went to Marina International or Methodist Academy, the Lord Mayor will tell you, in those schools and many others in the Gambia, we have teachers, a good number of them, who hailed from Sierra Leone. So with that, you could see that we've had contacts and ties that are beneficial mutually to both of us.
Day 2 of the mayor's visit also witnessed the presentation of Freetown City Council plan on sanitation and climate change mitigation. Freetown and the Kanifing municipality trying to work out solutions how to improve their city. Behind me is a beautiful view of Freetown. The traffic, the hill, completely different from what you can see at the KMC. But this partnership aims to strengthen service delivery for both cities. Reporting from Freetown, I am Momutu Gajaga for QTV News.
We will take a commercial break. Still to come, we have local, business, international, and sports news. Don't go away.
The Insurance Association of the Gambia, IAG, in consultation with the Central Bank of the Gambia, now introduces a standardized and well-scrutinized motor vehicle insurance certificate, which will be the acceptable evidence of a valid motor vehicle insurance contract. The certificate has the following security features. 1. High quality printed in multiple colors with no white margin as in other paper sheets. 2. Dual serialized number print, one visible and the other visible only with an ultraviolet light. 3. IAG logo inscription that can only be visible with the use of an ultraviolet light. 4. Hologram of IAG logo. The general public is therefore advised to take note of the above development and kindly urge to ensure that they obtain only authentic motor vehicle insurance certificate with the above features from only licensed insurance. We thank you and solicit your cooperation.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along the Caribou Avenue. A new water borehole was inaugurated over the weekend at Bussorah Nema to provide safe and clean water and address water supply challenges in the community. Lamin Daba reports.
Water as a necessity for people has always been a priority, and there are sometimes problems of access, especially those living in rural communities. The community of Bussorah Nema has been struggling to access safe and clean drinking water for many years. This water project is brought to the community by Black Seed, a black diaspora movement with the Council of African Descendants, COD, that has been supporting the community of Nema Bussorah over the years. At the inauguration, Alimatu Kamara, a women's representative, expresses delight at having such an important water facility for the community.
Water is a blessing for us. Before, we trek long distances to get access to water to launder our clothes. Now that we have this borehole, all the women in our community are very happy. All this is happening due to the effort by our Alcalo, the VDC, and the Kujabi Kunda family. We are thankful and congratulating you, as this water project will bring them endless blessing.
Nyancho Kujabi, alias Juliet Ryan, a resident of Busura Nema and CEO of Black Seed, explains how the initiative came about.
When I first came to the village, the Alcalo, Mr. Jallo, Alcalo 5, Mr. Jallo, and my brother Lamin, and the Council of Elders and the VDC told me that there was a need for water in the village. So I said that I would do my very best to make that happen. And as a result of what we've done, we've put in a solar borehole. We wanted to make sure that we could provide clean drinking water, so there's 7 standpipes in the village now providing water so people don't have to walk so far for water.
Nyancho Kujabi went on to shed light on some of their future development plans for the community.
We're also working on some other big projects here in Busura to develop Busura. One such thing is the Eco Village. We're also hoping to fence the school because it doesn't have a fence. And we have the Black Books project, which is going on. And we're also helping other projects outside of Busura as well, such as Nemakunku, and also other local projects, sponsoring families and trying to help Kanifing Hospital to raise money for all important equipment that they need.
The Alcalo of Busura, Paaliu Efai, says the secret behind the successful attainment of this new borehole is effective collaboration and commitment.
In the interest of the village, we have to come together as one and keep in mind the emblem of inspiration and the confidence. I have no doubt in my mind that it can be done and will surely be done by the grace of Almighty Allah.
At the end of the event, the Village Development Committee, in collaboration with the Alcalo and the elders, issued certificates of integration to all the returning African descendants who are now resident in the community, in recognition of their successfully reintegrating into African society. For QTV News, Lamin Alai Fandindabo.
Following the complaints by the police about the recent hike in the price of cement, the government, through the Ministry of Trade, has now put a price ceiling on sales to regulate the price. Here is a report by Abibatu Sise.
The hike in cement prices has become a major concern for both the wholesalers and retailers, causing some consumers to pause their construction projects until the price returns to a reasonable level. One doesn't have to look far to see half-finished or incomplete buildings. Many of these are likely due to the price rise in cement. People have attributed the problem to the lack of price control in our markets. According to the Ministry of Trade, a thorough assessment and consultation was done to confirm that there is indeed an unreasonable increase in cement prices across the country. The Ministry of Trade has now classified cement as being among essential goods. The new regulation, which took effect on 1st April, sets the wholesale price at $285 and the retail price at $305. The government has called on importers, distributors, and major retailers to obtain licenses from the Ministry of Trade with immediate effect in line with the relevant trade laws. All cement dealers are warned to abide by the new regulations. Anyone found selling cement at a higher price will face the law as stipulated in the Consumer Protection Act. Dealers are also warned to refrain from hoarding. It remains to be seen whether these new regulations will have the desired effect and reduce the price in the shops. We will also be keeping an eye on how and whether the regulations will be enforced. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
From the story, we will take another commercial break. Still to come, we have international and sports news. Do stay tuned.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Prison authorities in southern Nigeria have confirmed the escape of hundreds of prisoners after an armed attack early Monday morning. Aliu Sisa reports.
On Monday, Nigerian prison authorities said over 1,800 inmates of a prison in southern Nigeria have escaped after heavily armed men attacked the facility in the early hours of the morning. According to the National Corrections Authority, as reported by German broadcaster DW, the attackers used explosives to make their way into the Owerri prison in the state of Imo before starting a gun battle with prison guards. Other government buildings in the town of Owerri also came under attack at the same time. The region is known for being home to a number of separatist organizations. The Nigerian Inspector General of Police blamed the paramilitary wing of one of them, the Eastern Security Network ESN, for the assault. The ESN says it is fighting to protect the indigenous Igbo population from foreign armed invaders. In a statement, President Muhammadu Buhari described the attack as an act of terrorism and called on the security forces to bring both the assailants and the escaped inmates into custody. The attacks in Owerri come less than 2 weeks after attacks on 4 police stations, paramilitary checkpoints, and prison vehicles in southeastern Nigeria killed at least a dozen security officers. Prisons in Nigeria are often overcrowded and the hygiene conditions are frequently poor. Although the authorities have said who they suspect, no group has yet claimed responsibility. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
Gambia Sports Fraternity is mourning the death of Abu Dande Njai, former and long-time president of the Gambia National Olympic Committee, who died on Tuesday. Aliu Sise reports.
Mr. Abu Dande Njai died on Tuesday, 6 April, and was laid to rest the same day at the Old Joson Cemetery. Mr. Njai had actively served the JNOC as its president for 20 years between 1989 and 2009 when he retired to pave the way for others to step in and influence sports development. Abu Dande Njai played and was a towering figure in all the various sports he put his talents into, such as football, tennis, and cricket. Many speak of him excelling at all these sports as a show of class, confidence, and fitness. He was also a prominent figure in the Banjul community, where he was born on 1st March 1937. Mr. Njai attended Dara Bajobate, a leading Quranic school at the time, the Methodist Boys High School, now Gambia High School, and Westminster College, London, among others. This grounding no doubt helped shape Mr. Njai's experience, which he brought to sports and sports administration. Abu Dande Njai was a permanent feature in the intercolonial cricket competition against Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria in what is known as the Quadrangular Tournament. In 1976, he captained the Gambia team that played against the famous Marylebone County Cricket Club from England. He became the president of both the Gambia Cricket Association and the West Africa Cricket Conference. Away from home, he also played cricket for Rovers Sports Club in the Channel Islands. His other major sport was football, where he played for the senior national team as a defender in the 50s and early 60s. His memorable matches were against Sierra Leone, Guinea-Bissau, and Académica of Portugal, a team that once finished second to the mighty Benfica in Portugal's top division. One of his greatest supporters was then the young Biri Biri, who used to carry his football boots and sports bag. Biri Biri, who is also now a disease, went on to become a Gambian football legend and hero. He is gone, but he will be remembered for being among the few that honorably resigned as president of a sports body like that of the JNOC, despite the opportunity to continue. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliu Sise.
May his soul rest in peace. The 2020-2021 Total CAF Champions League group stage will be concluded with the identity of the Premier Continental Club competition quarterfinalists, known when match day 6 games are concluded on 9th and 10th April 2021. Adedarami tells us more.
With one game left to play in each group, there is still much to play for in most of the groups. In both Groups A and B, the leaders are on 13 points and they happen to be playing the final tie against a second-place team on 8 points. In Group A, the surprise group leaders Simba of Tanzania cannot be caught on 13 points, even if they were to lose to second-place Al Ahly of Egypt, the defending champions. AS Vita Club of DR Congo and El Merreikh of Sudan are only playing for pride in Group A. Group B has probably provided the biggest shock, with former champions TP Mazembe bottom going into the final round of matches with no chance of qualifying. As with Group A, leaders Mamelodi Sundowns are on an unmatchable 13 points, 5 ahead of CRB of Algeria. Sudan's Al Hilal could overtake the Algerians if CRB lose to Sundowns and Al Hilal were to beat the already eliminated TP Mazembe. Group C is the closest group, with 3 teams still in with a chance of qualifying. Moroccan club Wydad Casablanca sit top of the pile on 10 points and must fancy their chances against Angolan side Atletico Petroleos, who sit bottom with a solitary